All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. All right. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Wolfman Walsh and the Infinite Enzo back together once again.
Finally. It's been too long, man.
I feel like every time it's like it's been forever, and it has been. It's been like a month.
Yeah.
I mean,
we hang out all the time, but it's just, you know.
Some nights we're like, I'm too tired. Like,
yeah.
Let's just play a card game.
Yeah.
And then I'm going home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But tonight we're in the mood for a video.
We are. So you just finished watching my rebuttal to the little big knives that he challenged me to quite a while ago. Sorry it took me so long to get to that.
Hey man, at least you did it, man.
So I thought in kind of the contralateral, if you will, going against that.
That was a $5 word.
It was. Tonight we're doing the big knives.
Yes, yes.
And what our favorites are, and not really ranked in any order. I just wanted to show kind of the big knives that maybe haven't been seen on the channel in a while. And this actually comes from your inspiration, from Metal Complex's inspiration of, 5 knives that have been forgotten.
Favorites,
and I have some big knives, some that you've seen recently, some that you may have not seen recently.
Are these all folders?
They are all folders.
Okay.
No fixed blades.
Okay.
So all folders. But we have to start out with a pocket check.
Of course.
What do you got?
I really enjoyed my carry today. My main blade, one of them I'm not going to show you because it's in the video, but my main blade today was the Kizer Critical Mini. This is the Fog Diver mod.
Yes.
It's honestly one of my favorite blade mods that we've ever done. I love how this knife turned out. Rock carved spine and a, what did I call it? I called it an abyss wash. But yeah, it was like a 3-layer acid wash. And really, other than that, not much. Acid washed the clip and added this pinch stud. So, fun knife. Going in the slip joint section here, I've got the Northwoods Heritage Jack. This thing gets a lot of carry. Really love it. And lastly,
I love the patina on that knife.
I'm telling you, man, it's really pleased me how that patina's turned out. I can't keep this out of the pocket.
Yeah.
This has been my back pocket carry since I got it. This is the Rough Rider Whiskey Rider. Designed by our good friend Brian over at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Beautiful burlap micarta. And this wonderful kind of sway back Warren Cliffy style blade. Really pretty. Really wonderful knife. Really well designed. I love it.
Now I will say you did something that I've done on another knife, and I think it was well warranted. Sanding the sheen off.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and I agree with you on that. Since I've done it, I've been like, I'm glad I did that. It's easy to do too, y'all. Really, all you need is a Scotch-Brite pad, and it just depends what you like, because this knife comes with kind of a glossy finish, and it's pretty.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a subjective thing, but yeah, we're both on the same page with the more of the matte finish there.
If you've ever seen the inside of a whiskey barrel, it's not sheen. So
there you go.
I think it looks better, and it probably feels better in hand too.
It is a noticeable difference. Yeah. It's grippier, and it's just a nicer texture. But yeah, so other than that, I had a Forrest Hanks.
Hey, we're on the same page today.
Yeah,
right.
This is honestly, this Hank was one of my favorite things I got from Blade Show. I was glad to get a good Hank. And lastly, the Kizer 11th anniversary commemorative coin.
You have no idea how much I almost carried that coin today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, because it's got the it's got the drop barrel with the bust.
There's the bust and there's like a babe in the background.
Same coin today. That's funny. We've never carried the same coin, so
yeah, it's a cool coin. So yeah, I carried that because I was carrying this. I figured it'd be a good reason to carry it.
That's funny.
Yeah, what you got, man?
So I've got 3 on me. I'm only going to show you 2 because the third carry is going to fall into the video. So the first carry is the Warren Copper or the Dark Copper Towser K.
Oh man,
this thing has become, and I know we say that about a lot of knives, about how like this is the. No, like seriously, you're going to see this in a mod video coming soon where I'm going to do quite a bit to it and hopefully not destroy it. So I love the way this feels. I have the original one in the Rich Light, but this copper, the weight of it is so much better. I like the Rich Light, but the way this feels in hand, it's it's not balanced in this sense, but it's balanced in the way of the weight in the hand feels versus the cut of the blade. So
I gotta hit that. Yeah. So are you, at this point, do you prefer this one over the Richlight
Yes.
one? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Now the Richlight one's a lot lighter.
Yeah.
So like if I'm carrying shorts or something, that would probably be the preferred. But if you apples to apples, which one am I taking? It's this one.
Nice. Man. Yeah, that copper does feel substantial.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like, not in a bad way. It definitely feels like it's a presence. But man, that's so attractive. Yeah. Great looking knife.
So there was that one, and then so that was a Blade Show pickup, and this was also a Blade Show pickup. And for those of you that watched the goat video, here is the goat itself, the QSP Hedgehog.
Very
this
cool.
thing, I had my eyes on this. I had it in my cart for the longest time, but a lot of the places I shopped, and I explained this in the other video, they were always out of this one. There's 80 different variants of this one that are a lot more expensive in the carbon fiber and things like that. But I wanted the one in the micarta. And this is by far, and it's in a category all of its own because I'm calling it the modern traditional. You may have argued with me in the comments, but a modern traditional, this is...
Yeah, I think that's an appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This thing's amazing.
Yeah.
So so these two were two of my 3 carries today.
What's the blade steel in this one?
14C28N.
Nice. Great blade steel, honestly.
Yeah. Very slicey.
Yeah.
So
hey man, if Laren Thomas approves of the steel, he loves 14C. I think it's his favorite
then
budget.
it's gold.
Yeah.
So to go with the big theme, I carried my biggest coin today. I have my Blue Angels challenge coin. That thing weighs about a pound.
Yeah, this thing's a beast.
And then I was kind of laughing at him. Oh, and I've got my Nord wallet.
Nice.
Never leave home without my Nord wallet. And then I have my Forrest Hanks Hank.
There we go.
Skull and Roses.
Nice.
Am I boring you?
No. Dude, what are you doing that like 8th grade English teacher comment? What is that?
You done messed up, AA Ron!
Get out of here with that.
So that's my carry.
Do you want to tell the class why you're not interested?
Would you like to share with the rest of us? So that's my carry today. I don't know how many knives I brought. I just tried to bring the biggest knives that I had in what I felt like was the correct category. So
Okay.
You said you have 5?
I have 5. I always feel like 5 is a good number.
Okay.
But I don't care. We can go. Doesn't matter to me. We can go.
I think I have more than 5, so I'll go first.
Okay.
That way if I have 1 extra, which I think I do, it'll offset.
It'll offset.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going to go with, I'm not going to completely unwrap it. It's got to be a surprise. I'm going to go with an oldie but a goodie, and no collection of mine would be complete without the Kizer Sheepdog XL, the Commanche mod.
Nice.
Just the chunk of 154 cm on this blade.
That thing's a beast.
It's a beast. It makes a wonderful sound upon opening that you just don't get on camera. People hear it in person and we're like, oh, that's substantial. So this was the first foray, I love that word, foray into modding that I was a part of. I said, this is what I want, please do it. And I handed it over to the master here, and he made it absolutely perfect. So stonewash on the blade. It wasn't garnet. I don't remember what the color was, but it was originally tan.
Yeah.
And it was funny. It actually came up on my stories today. Like 3 years ago today, I posted this in a story, and it's the original version of the tan and the satin finish. So
I'm going to interject real quick.
Feel free.
Some knives on deployment remind me of the sound and the feel of racking a slide on a pistol.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
It's like racking a Barrett. I mean, this thing just...
Yeah, it's just, man.
Full on metal, yeah.
I love the sound this knife makes. I love it so much. I'm trying to think of the other examples I had that came to mind of that sound and that feeling, but this is like number one. It's very tactile.
So that is a big blade. I'm going to put up on the screen here what the actual size of the blades are. And size of the blade and size of the knife overall.
Yeah, that thing is massive.
Not that there's a winner based on size, but this is a big boy.
Yeah.
And so that's my first one.
Nice.
What do you got?
What do I want to do for my first one? We'll do an oldie. We'll do an oldie but a goodie, just like yours. This is the Boker BadGuy, designed by Frank Civivi. I can do better than that. Hang on a minute. It's been a minute since I opened this thing. It's really not a 5-stage pull, I promise. There we go. Sorry. Yeah, so this is a cool knife. The reason I have it tightened down.
That was a 13 on that pull, wasn't it? Yeah.
I have it tightened down pretty good right now. But what we have here is D2 steel in this big old like monster Lanny's clip shape.
Yeah.
And cool cratered G10. It's got kind of a faux bolster up here. And really nice touch with the red liners there. I really like that a lot. But yeah, so it's just, what spoke to me about this design is basically the fact that it's just a monster Lanny's clip. It's just really wild. And also the fact that Boker replicated Mr. Civivi's Mr. Frank's custom. They got really close to the custom. And anytime that a production knife comes out that is, very close to the custom, I'm always kind of interested. And yeah, this one's pretty sweet. And it is beastly on the pull. It's completely a slip joint, by the way. There's no lock here. But yeah, it's man, in hand and everything. It's
a great knife.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw that is when we went on our camping trip to Roan Mountain.
Yeah,
we brought
that's
that.
what I was thinking. Good gosh, that's probably 2 years ago.
2021. November 2021. Yeah.
Jeez, that's nuts. Almost 3 years. Good grief. So yeah, that's my number one. Fun knife from Boker. Boker's funny. They're kind of hit and miss. When they hit, they hit. For like really, well, obviously when they hit, they hit. When they hit, they do really well. And this is one of the ones.
When they miss, they miss. Yeah.
What about you? What you got next?
All right. So next, I'm going to go something that we've stay in there, that we've talked about recently.
Oh,
and because it is a long blade,
that counts.
This counts as a big blade for me because it is over 4 inches. The Civivi RS71. And if you haven't seen that video, please go back and watch it because we did quite a fun video on this and the Armatron.
Oh man, the watch?
Yes.
It was a Bulova.
Bulova.
You're quasi-evil. You're semi-evil. You're the margarine of evil. You're the Diet Coke of evil. Just 1 calorie, not evil enough.
Bulova.
But all hearkening
incorrectly. So
I don't know what's the right and wrong way, but all hearkening back to designs that were inspired by the SR71 Blackbird.
This thing is a fun knife, multiple deployment, and it's very fidgety. And I've gotten in trouble at work for just sitting around flicking this thing from different different deployment methods, and my coworkers are just sick and tired of hearing that click sound all day. But yeah, this is the RS71 Nitro V, the ivory and black milled G10, the stainless steel pocket clip, not titanium, but everything about this thing is a beautiful, sleek piece of machinery. So this had to be on the list of big knives.
Nice.
So
yeah, that one's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Civivi, man, sometimes they just really, for the money, they just really nail it.
So I'm going to use a word that I don't typically use with Civivi. I typically keep it for more Phillips Forge type things.
Okay.
The craftsmanship on this knife is very well done. There's lines, there's patterning, the edges, and I think we mentioned this in the video that we did together, like lines on a car. This thing has beautiful lines.
Yeah.
And so the craftsmanship on this knife is just it's really well done.
Yeah.
So
absolutely, totally agree. All right, up next, I'm going to drop in another Kizer here, guys. And this is one that I really like a lot. This is the Kobold 2. Very large, well, not very, but it's a good sized knife. We're coming in right around like the 3.5 to like 3.7 mark here. Good sized blade. It's an excellent shape. It's kind of this kind of worn cliffy thing, but it's got a belly to it. So you can do all kinds of work without having that perfect straight edge, which is, I like to see that in a Warncliffe style blade, a sheepsfoot style blade. I like it to have that belly. So a bunch of different applications. It's got a bit of a tip on it too. And it's just a funky design. I really dig it. I love the micarta on it, and also love the fact that it's called a Kobold. As a nerd, that's something that I really dig because, you know, it's like a Dungeons and Dragons enemy type, so that's cool. It's also super ergonomic in the hand. And
I'm going to go off the ergonomic comment there
Yeah.
because you know what my favorite thing about this knife is? It doesn't have a flipper tab.
yes, I know. Because did the original have a flipper tab?
I don't know, but I
can't
think
remember.
this knife works better. I don't like front flippers or top rollers. I would middle finger flick it, but I think without the flipper tab, when it's open,
Yeah.
you get
Oh my god.
Oh.
There we go.
you get the complete cutting surface area.
Yeah.
You don't have the flipper tab down here, like
Exactly.
keeping you from getting down on.
And even on top of that, you get a bit of a forward choil there.
I think that was a wonderful design aspect of
Yeah.
keeping that away.
Speaking of which, this was designed by Sebastian Irawan, who makes a lot of cool stuff. And this was the second iteration of the Kobold. The Kobold 1, God, what is going on with me? Good grief. The Kobold 1 was made with more premium materials. It was a titanium frame lock with carbon fiber inlay. I can't remember if it had a flipper tab or not, but I think it did. I'm not sure.
I don't remember. So.
It definitely did not have the front flipper, which the front flipper on this is really great, by the way. I just haven't done it in a while, and I'm screwing it up. But my preferred way to do it is just to thumb deploy it with the opening hole. But yeah, awesome knife. Just really cool design, I think. That's what really gets me about this one, is the design. And I like a lot of Sebastian stuff, man. He makes some cool stuff. So anyways, that's my next entry, the Kizer Kobold 2. 154 cm, by the way, on the steel.
It's a Kizer.
Yeah, man.
All right, so where do I want to go from here? I brought several. I think I'm going to stay in the Kizer family for a moment. And it's kind of, I don't want to call it an honorable mention because it's not as big, but it's funky big.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got the Kizer Huntsman here. And in reference to the blade, it's a little bit longer blade-wise than the Kobold, but I think overall it's a little bit smaller. But it's funky big.
Yeah, oh, totally.
So-
well, look at the size of the handle.
Yeah, it's got that fat butt. You know, we've played with that before. But yeah, the big rear end there, the big pocket clip, the big upswept, the big tip. Everything about this is fairly large. So cutting surface, I think if you measured all cutting surfaces from this angle to this angle, it is 4 inches. But it's super light because it's got the carbon fiber inlays. It's got a lot of the milling. Even on the inside, it's very light. Everything about this thing is light. So it doesn't feel big in hand, but overall blade size and back here, it's very large. So I had to bring this one in here. It's just
Yeah, it's such a sweet knife.
the X Factor from 2023, and it's just such a fun knife. It's either awe-inspiring or terrifying, depending on who you open it in front of. So it's always fun to carry. So
Yeah, dude, I love that knife.
it's great. It's actually in stock in a lot of places. Again, finally, where it was sold out for forever. So if you didn't get it the first time or the second time, you can probably find it now. Oh, actually, well, I'll say it, but probably at this point, it was on sale. It was originally $180, but Kizer was doing a sale for $139. It was for National Knife Day, I think. So
okay.
it may be gone now. But
I need to pay more attention to sales. I've been slipping.
if you had the chance, I would have jumped all over it. So, so that's my input for the next big knife.
Nice. I'll go ahead and jump to the one that I carried with me today. It is a classic. This is the ZT-0562, of course, based on the Hinderer XM18. Really love this ZT. It's an old knife now, man. This knife has been around. But I echo the statement that if you want to get a Hinderer XM18, just get a ZT-0562. Now, Metal Complex talked about this in a recent video. He's a big Hinderer fan, and he said he would have agreed with that statement maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. These days, though, he says that the XM18s they're a good bit better than the ZT-0562. I handled one about 2 or 3 years ago. And at the time I was like, wow, this XM18 is just not, doesn't even hold a candle to my ZT. So that's my opinion.
Now, your ZT or a stock ZT?
I've had 2 now, technically. 2 stock ZTs that I've experienced.
Okay.
And they've both had, like, in terms of deployment, the deployment's been perfect.
Okay.
My first ZT-0562 was off center. This one's not. Yeah, so, but both of them I liked more than the XM18. But now, granted, I only handled one XM18. I've handled 2 total, and recently I only handled 1. So just take that opinion with a grain of salt. Anyway, this is the Tiamat mod. Again, super nerd reference. I'm not even going to go into it. If you get it, you get it. But got this really cool JG10 scale from Swingab is the name of the guy. Suingab. And we got LMAX steel here on this one. Acid wash and carved, of course, by yours truly. And yeah, it's just an awesome knife, man. It's just a killer profile. I've always loved that XM18 style profile. It's just super attractive to me. And ZT, they used Hinder's slicer grind when they designed the 0562. So it's very thin at the edge, nice and slicey, but also fairly robust. You know, I'm not going to take it outside to chop wood or anything, but it's a good shape. It's a good shape and an excellent action. To this day, man, this knife still really, it's still relevant, which is crazy. It's been around so long and it's still so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Just love this thing. So, yeah, that is the ZT Zero Tolerance. Yeah, what are they doing these days?
They've come out with one knife in like the past 4 years.
I'm talking, it's wild, man.
Yeah.
Like they used to be, man, they did Hinderer designs, they did Sienkiewicz designs, they did Ernest Emerson designs.
Yeah.
What are they doing now? I don't even know.
I don't know.
If y'all know, are there any good ZTs being made anymore? Please let us know, because I would be stoked to hear that. So, anyways, it's classic.
Oh man, that's pretty good. What's that 2-wheeled thing with the handles you ride around?
A bike or a motorcycle?
The Segway. So he mentioned...
You've made that one before.
I know, they may not have seen it. So he mentioned Emerson.
That's for all the new viewers.
He mentioned Emerson, so I'm going to pull out my Emerson.
Good one. I'm glad you picked that one.
So yeah, nice. I could not. This thing, I've been waiting to mod this thing. I need his help in modding this thing because I'm not as good as he is. I want us to get together one day. This is the CQC 11K in
one of the
D2.
few knives that we both own.
Yeah. I think there's only 1 or 2 knives that we own that are the same knife.
There's the Rough Rider Apta, and there's this one.
And there's this one. That's the only one I can think of.
I can't think anymore either.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we own a plethora.
Yeah.
And there's only 2 that we have, kind of identical twins in.
Yeah.
And you did the Berserk mod on yours.
Right, yeah. So mine's got a few differences, but the pattern is pretty much the same.
Yeah. I want us to get together, and I want to beat the shit out of this thing. I want it to make it look like it's been through battle, it's been through war.
Yeah.
I want him to go through and do a whole bunch of the rock carving.
Oh, heck yeah.
And even just pitting some sort of non-symmetrical design like this thing has been in battle.
Yeah.
I love this thing, but I want it to look meaner.
Yeah.
And it already looks pretty mean.
Yeah.
But
I think that by far, I think it's the best Kershaw Emerson design. It's
agreed.
It's a killer design.
So it's got the Emerson skull there on the pocket clip, and I've actually got an Emerson bead that once we get to that point, I'm going to put an Emerson bead on it. But yeah, I've been kind of holding off on this one to where we can until we actually had some time.
Yeah.
We seem to have a little bit more time in the winter.
Why? Yeah, we usually do. I don't know.
Well, because I don't have baseball. And
that's true. Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
But I just want us to get together and just beat the crap out of this thing.
Totally.
And just make something awesome. So
yeah, man.
Looking forward to that. But yeah, the Kershaw Emerson collaboration CQC 11K.
And so another thing I'll say about this too, because I did get a chance to handle the ZT Emerson collaboration, and for what you pay for this knife, it doesn't have the deployment the ZT has, because this one's on Teflon washers, the ZT's on bearings. But still, like, this knife's pretty impressive, man.
Frame lock, G10.
Yeah, that
D2.
action is like.
Now I got lucky. I got it on like a
yours
4th.
is nice.
I got a 4th of July sale. It was $35.
Man.
You look at them now; they're like 70. So.
Yeah, that action is unreal. So I really do stand by the statement that this is, I think, the best implemented Emerson design through Kershaw. This thing is awesome.
I use the Wave, but I love the thumb disc.
I do too. Let's see if I can middle finger flick it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go, man. Yeah, nice, excellent knife. Yeah, hand that back to you, sir.
So yeah. So that's my number 4 there.
Nice, good one. Back to me then, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm saving one for last.
Okay.
So
there's one I'm waiting on that I haven't seen yet. So, oh, that's a good one. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I haven't carried. Dude, I should have put this one in the forgotten favorites because I haven't carried this in a minute.
It's true.
This is the Kansept Goblin XL. Man, this thing is wild. Talk about an out there design. This thing is, in some ways, it's like a bit like the Huntsman. The Huntsman is a funky design.
Yeah.
The Goblin XL is also a funky design. So what we have here, just 2 titanium slabs and a big old chunk of S35VN. That's pretty much it. And I actually decided to do some modding on the handle because as awesome as the design is, I did find just all of this negative space on the handle because it's just flat titanium.
It was just blank. It was kind of empty. Yeah.
Yeah. So we did an orange peel texture on the flats of the scales, and then went in and did a bit of rock carving just to add a little bit more character to it.
You probably can't see the orange peel on camera, but he did a great job on the orange
Thanks,
peel.
man.
So
Appreciate that. Need to do some orange peeling again. It's been a minute. But so we've got a deployment hole in this one. I don't really recommend it for thumb, but for middle finger, oh, it's good. And also there's
get your finger stuck in that thing.
it when you hit it just right though. And this is another one that when you hit it right, it reminds me of that racking kind of feeling. Front flipper on this one as well. And it's not bad. It's not as good as even though I missed the Kobold like a few times. The Kobold actually has a better front flipper, I think. This one's not bad though. But yeah, it's just, got my fingernail on that one. It's just a cool, funky design based off of the Goblin Parasite fighter jet. So super cool, look that up. But yeah, look at that. See, the thumb hole's really weird and distinctive. Yeah. Everything about it is funky. It's an interesting proprietary style pocket clip there. Yeah, just a cool knife. But yeah, it is large. It's really, I think it's only coming in at 3.5 inches, but the blade is just so tall.
so thick.
And kind of broad, you know? So yeah, that one's from Kansept, the Goblin XL. There's also a mini and maybe a medium. I'm not sure about that.
I don't remember, yeah.
But yeah, designer is Noble Knives, by the way. Noble Knives. So yeah, that's my number 4. Yeah.
So he didn't know what I was bringing. I don't know what he was bringing. So I'm really waiting to see what his last one is because there's one. I'm like, where's it at? I'm waiting.
I think I know which one you're thinking of. I think that you're going to be surprised I didn't include that.
Probably. So I've kind of got like an honorable mention, waiting in the wings. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this one.
Nice.
The
Ooh,
ColdSteel
good gosh.
Voyager XL.
Good
You
grief.
can't have a big knife video without bringing in this just ostentatious chunk of Austin. So it's
ostentatious.
You see what I did there? You know, it's so big, it's so meaty.
Yeah.
And it's two-handed or it's one-handed up and down, you know, depending on your grip there. It frightens my children, and oddly enough, it does fit in my pocket. Not my work pants, but jeans. It fits pretty well, so people wouldn't know it was there if it wasn't there. I like the handle. It's very grippy. It doesn't. It's not uncomfortable. Yes.
We'll get to that.
It's not uncomfortable. It's actually pretty nice. It's the Grivex. I know this is going to sound weird with a giant knife. I wish the pocket clip was a little bigger.
No, I agree though. Looking at it,
yeah,
I agree
it leaves a little bit to be desired, and it's not deep carry, but I mean, it's not going to seat in your pocket very far anyway with the size, so it's not going to be deep carry. But the pocket clip is very small. Other than that, watch your hand. You don't have to use the thumb studs to open this. You just need momentum, and this thing flies open. I have, I almost said beat the bush. I have taken down some shrubbery at home, so this thing has actually picked up a little bit of, not really patina, but it's got some wear and tear on the blade.
Those work marks.
Yeah, work marks. That's a good word for it. So I've enjoyed slinging this around the house. It's a lot of fun, actually. So with that triad lock in the back, and can't do it with that hand. There we go.
Yeah, I used my Immortal once to chop up some limbs, and it was so satisfying.
It's so much fun. I've got that ColdSteel machete in 1075. It's a lot of fun.
There's something special about, even with the folders, like taking a triad lock knife and just beating the tar out of something.
It's so satisfying.
It is.
I just enjoy.
Yeah. Did you even flick it?
No, it's all wrist. You just give it enough. It weighs enough.
That's crazy.
You give it enough momentum.
Yeah.
That it'll open up on its own.
That's nuts, man.
So you give it a try there.
So you said you do like the Grivery. Your experience with the Grivery has been awesome.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Yeah, I didn't know if I was gonna like it or dislike it, if I felt it was too grippy, because I like some grippiness in my knives.
I do too.
But I know a lot of people, or I don't know a lot of people, I've read that people have not enjoyed the Grivery or the Griv-X. They said it was uncomfortable. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. So
I actually think I like this pattern that they did on this one. I actually like it a little bit more than what they did on the Formax Scout. The Formax Scout has like this stipple pattern. This kind of like, they're almost like little pyramids.
Yeah.
Yeah, this pattern is really nice. And I think visually it's more attractive than the stipple on the Formax Scout. Just a thought. But, ooh, yeah, that thing drops like a guillotine. Not surprising with this. What does this thing come in at? Like 5.5? 6? It's not 6.
It's not 6,
Yeah.
no.
It's more than 4.
Yeah, I think it's right at 5.
Good gracious, man.
Yeah. The Voyager XL Tonto.
God. Good choice.
Yeah, this was a surprise gift from him for Christmas last year.
Oh, old Johnny, man.
Yeah.
Old Johnny had it in the waiting in the wings.
Yeah, I had it in reserve to be purchased, and I was just waiting, and there were other things that ended up getting purchased prior to.
Now, basically, I went to Johnny. I said, hey, I want to get a knife for Walsh. And he's like, well, he wants this one.
He's got one on layaway that he's never paid for.
Oh, man.
But just looking at it in the juxtapose here.
That's
like,
crazy.
This is a big knife.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So we'll set that out there. All right, so
Yes.
is this your last one?
This is my last one. So I promised myself one Demco. And just one.
Just one. Okay.
Because that's
so
one of
I'm
those
curious
things where
as
it's
to
like,
which
okay,
one.
like if I did, if it was open and there wasn't any limitations, like 3 of them would be Demcos. So I made a rule, one Demco, and I had to choose the titanium AD-10.
Okay.
Is that what you were expecting?
I was hoping it was 80-10.
Okay,
Yes.
all right, cool. I thought you were expecting the Formax, which would have been a fair expectation too.
No, this one or the Ranger mod, I would have been.
It's this one, carry-wise, I prefer it over the Ranger.
Okay.
I can't decide visually. I think probably I still like this one. Because to me, it was like, here's the thing. At Blade Show, ColdSteel did a short run of these. The total run was for 1,000. I don't know how many they brought to Blade Show. This is number 32. They had it in black titanium and with a satin blade, and then there's the satin sort of this is like a bead blast titanium.
Yeah.
With satin blade. 3V steel, which is huge. I can't remember the last time ColdSteel did a run in any Demco design in 3V. Because here's the deal, like the custom AD-10s, this is kind of what they look like. 3V steel a lot of the time. Titanium, if you're lucky. It's pretty hard to track down a custom AD-10 in titanium. Yep. So really a lot of people were excited about this, me included, because it's just one more little step closer to owning an actual custom AD-10. I will never own a custom AD-10. This is as close as I can get. So this thing is really so satisfying to hold in your hand. It's not overly huge. We're coming at like 3.7, I believe. Maybe.
That sounds right. Yeah.
I think it's right around like 3 3/3. You got this big old chunk of 3V here. On the stock models, they typically come in S35VN. But the titanium one, the action is just, it reminds me of your black one.
Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah, there we go.
I was waiting. I was like, how did you not bring out an AD-10? So I had this one waiting in the wing just in case he didn't bring out this one or the Ranger mod.
The action on his is really nice, and the titanium one reminds me very much of it. And that's another thing. My favorite way to deploy this one is almost, I'm not for sure, but I mean it middle finger deploys really nicely.
Yeah.
So is there anything else? The only thing I've changed on this one is that I I acid washed the pocket clip, but I've beat it up now, so I may have to dip it for another acid wash. But mod wise, I'm not touching this thing.
No, that was pretty much good as is.
Yeah, I'm leaving it alone, and I'm just enjoying it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just an excellent knife. A little bit thinner too than the stock AD-10, which is a subjective thing. You know, I'm enjoying the thinness of it because my Ranger mod is extra thick because I've got the Nathan's Knives liners in there, which are a little bit thicker than the stock liners. So it's nice to have this one that's for a large knife, it's very pocketable. But yeah, that's my last one. I wanted to end on a high note. I freaking love this knife, and I haven't been carrying it in a bit. I've been distracted by other things. I think tomorrow I'm gonna have to carry this thing because it's just got such a good knife.
Well, hold that one right there because
Yes,
I'm going to end on a high note as well. It's not pocketable because it doesn't have a clip.
Yes.
The Fox Pro Hunter.
Nice.
This is
There you
the
go.
Fox's version of the Demco, pretty much.
Yeah, it really is. There's a lot. I think we commented on this before, but there's kind of a lot of like it's what's the word I'm trying to find here? Is the heritage is there? You know what I mean? Or that's not the right word. You know what I mean?
Well, the word or term that comes to mind for me is an echo.
The designs are very different.
They're very similar.
Well, I mean, they're similar in like. They're not okay. How do I put this? They're not similar to the point where you look at that and say, "Oh, that was
right."
They're different enough, but like it's the same family.
Yes.
Yeah.
So same kind of size on the handle, same sort of size on the blade. The shape is different. The steels are different. Everything's different. But you could definitely see these as cousins.
Yeah, man, definitely.
So this is this is a Grail knife for me. And when I saw it go on sale from the place that I purchased
I think it's so cool.
I was like, I have to get it. Normally running like $360. I've seen it for more on eBay now. Well, I've seen it for more on eBay and that other steel, Nylox.
Nylox.
Which I don't know anything about Nylox.
Now, which one is this one?
This is N690.
I think Nylox is like some variant of D2. I don't know the details on it.
It's more expensive. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's more rare.
I don't know if Nylox, if y'all know if Nylox is powder metallurgy, please comment below.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it is or not.
But it doesn't have the same metallic ka-ching as the as the Sheepdog. But there's something so sturdy and so just powerful about that snap that it is undeniably fun to use and to I don't want to say wield because that sounds like you're going to do something inappropriate, but it's just so much fun to handle and to deploy and to use. That every time I open it, you can't not smile. Look at me. I don't smile. This is fun. You can't not smile while deploying this knife or using this knife. There's something very satisfying about it. It's even got that little the lock bar lock. That was redundant, but you can't actuate the liner with that in place. So makes it a glorified fixed blade, but it's not a fixed blade.
Don't upset anybody. For real though, it's a beast though.
It's a beast of a knife. And it's I was holding this up and comparing it to other knives, just like overall size wise, like it's pretty comparable, but you put sharpening choil to sharpening choil, it's bigger than my Emerson. Sharpening choil to sharpening choil, it is about 1/8 of an inch taller than my Sheepdog. So the blade itself is bigger than some of my other knives.
Well, I would think too it's thicker. I mean, the stock on that is.
It's pretty thick back here, especially toward the thumb studs, toward the back end there. But it's a hefty boy, and I can't imagine it not being in my life. No, it's
Do you think? I'm curious. Do you enjoy carrying it in a holster rather than like with a pocket clip, or what's your thought on that?
I do, because it weighs a pound. I think with a pocket clip, especially with what I do for work, like I don't think I'd be able to comfortably carry it at work, because I would want to carry it all the time if it had a pocket clip.
Yeah.
But it's so heavy, it would weight down my pocket.
I think too. The thickness of the handle almost is. Here, let me just compare these two here. Oh yeah, it's a good bit thicker than this. Now, granted, the titanium AD-10 is a bit thinner, but than your stock AD-10. But it is I'm not gonna be able to show this on camera. It's a good bit thicker. So I mean, it is a very thick, substantial handle.
Yeah.
Like you say, I think it is meant to feel like the way that a fixed blade feels in your hand. That's what it's meant to feel like.
Now, the RS71 has a longer blade and a longer handle. It's bigger overall lengthwise, and it weighs so much less, and it does have a pretty nice pocket clip that I can carry this at work and not feel like it's weighing my pocket down. But this, with it coming with a belt sheath, is...
God, man, I was just thinking.
I was like, is something wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. I was thinking about how good the Italian manufacturer is.
Yeah.
And because Walsh has a few Italian-made knives, and every time I handle one, I'm like, man, why do I not have? You have several actually. Like, why do I not have more Lion Steels, more MKMs, more Vipers, more Foxes? Why?
I don't own any Vipers yet.
Okay, I've got one Viper. I've got a Viper slip joint. It's very nice, and I need to get more Italian-made folders because they're really well made. Which, Lion Steel's won. They've won awards for best fit and finish, I think, at Blade Show several times. This is a Fox, but there's a lot of relation there between Fox.
Well, there's a very similar MKM model to that one. So, again, it would be like saying cousins. I mean, you can see that there's similarities, but
now you know what knife we should have had here that neither one of us own.
What's that?
The Midgard's Messer.
The Midgard's
Big
Messer.
Boss. Was that what it? The Big Boss or the
God,
the Boss?
any of them. The Fenris, Odin's Toothpick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Boss, though, was the one that, I mean, I love all of them, but the Boss, when I saw that, I was like, oh, I want that. Yeah. I really want that. But it's like $400, which for what you're getting actually is not bad.
I mean, Odin's Toothpick was like $450.
Yeah, I think the Fenris is like $450 too. Yeah. So, I mean, for giant monster knives, I mean, it's fair. Anyways, dude, this is a
pocket folding sword. Yeah.
This thing is sweet, man. Yeah. Good pick, dude. That's a good one to end on.
If I had to pick, and I know that this may break some hearts, if I had to pick out of all of these.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Dadgum. Yeah. I see that. I see that.
Yeah. I mean, out of all of mine, I think it would be the Pro Hunter. Just ergonomics, the feeling, how it fits in the hand, just the joy. I don't remember who said it. Somebody said it. It may have been like Dave Ramsey or somebody. I don't remember. But it was like, if it doesn't bring you joy, get rid of it. Because it's just taking up space in your life of something else that could bring you joy.
That sounds like... oh, man.
I don't remember who said it.
Okay.
But
I've heard that before.
Every time I deploy this,
yeah,
like the joy I get in the fact that I actually own this knife, the fact that I got it for half off, because I had it in my cart for so long waiting on it to go on sale, and just the overall fit. This knife is perfect.
Yeah.
So this will never be something that I get rid of. So this... Out of all of them on the table, and I know what you're like. How?
No, I get it.
How?
I love that one, but I do understand.
Yeah.
I understand the feeling of like having something that's it's not one that's been around forever, but for whatever reason it strikes chord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just so much fun. Anyway,
for me, if I had to choose one, we would be pretty tied up between these two. Ooh. I think though I would have to go with the AD-10. Just again, like if you love a knife enough that you have two versions of it, you know, and plus this one being just the titanium in 3V, you know, as close as I'll ever get to a full custom. Yeah, like it would be this one. That and it's so nice. The action on it is so good in the titanium. Now the black one, yeah, this one's nuts. Walsh got a ringer here. This thing is like, God, dude.
I had a good seller that I knew.
That's true.
Gave me a good price on it. Yeah.
But this is one of the best ones I've like ever handled. Oh man. God, yeah, the black on black on this looks freaking dope too.
Yeah. You don't even like black on black.
I know. I know. I remember when I actually because it was a YouTube video where I did, and I mentioned, guys, I don't know, maybe I'll sell this black on black one.
Yeah.
And one commenter was like, dude, don't sell that. No, man.
Why
and I
would
was
you
like,
do that? Yeah.
I was like, but then when Walsh was interested, I was like, okay, cool. Like I happily sell something to Walsh. Like I know he's gonna really enjoy it.
Kind of line it up with the.
There is definitely some resemblance, but the thing is, I just want to, you know, the only reason I hesitate to say that, I don't want to get y'all to get the wrong idea, because to me, I don't see like there is resemblance, but it's not like
they weren't copying.
They weren't copying. No, it's its own design.
Yeah.
God, yeah, this thing is freaking cool. I mean, this thing could be a survival knife.
Right. Yeah.
Like it could be. Yeah. Yeah. Good choice, man. Excellent one. Jeez, well, with that.
Yeah.
Anything else we're getting into here?
No, I don't know. I think that pretty much covers it for tonight.
That was a fun one. That was a good Talking Heads video
brought
there.
Out the big boys, the big guns.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you all so much for joining us. It's been a blast, man. Good to get a team video in here. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get to do one again soon. There is a podcast in the wings. I'm working on editing it. I know our good friend Johnny was our guest. He's a great guy. And so please keep an eye out for that. It's coming. It's coming. It really shouldn't take me long to edit because I'm not going to get into the details. I just haven't set aside the time, but it's coming. Other than that, what do you got coming on the horizon, man?
I've got the
I guess
hopefully
whenever this airs in relation to what you're working on, I suppose.
Yeah, this should start modding on this by the time this video goes live. So we'll see how much I don't mess this up. So
nice, excited to see it. Well, stay tuned, guys. A lot of good stuff coming. Until then, I have been Enzo.
Wolfman Walsh.
We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Take care.
There we go. What are you drinking? That's the
Jack Daniel's single barrel.
I got the regular old Buffalo Trace, which is very tasty.
Very tasty.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Mm-hmm.